Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to a quick preview, hopefully, a little bit of a let's play, but of the Kingdom Come Deliverance Alpha. This is version 0.4 in the Alpha, and this is a Kickstarter project. Before we begin, just want to make sure that I do note that I was a backer of this Kickstarter project, and so I don't believe that I have any bias, but in the in the goal of having full disclosure, just keep that in mind. So let's get started. Alright. So here we are in the middle of the street. So I've actually had a lot of problems getting this recording started. This game does some weird things to my audio systems as well as my recording systems. It amplifies audio pretty bad for some reason on my microphone, which makes no sense. I'm actually recording on my laptop separate to this. Well, I can't seem to get that guy's attention. So I don't know the controls too well, so I'm just kind of messing with things. It's like this is a map. Okay. Now I do know that in this alpha access there is supposed to be sword fighting, so I really want to go find that. Oh, look at that. That's kind of neat. You don't see that in many games. Alright, so that's how I run. Oh, interesting. The controls change when I run. Alright. So yeah, I'm definitely getting used to this, and I don't know a lot about it. I have been told that where that smoke is probably where I need to go for the sword fighting. Can I talk to you?
What are you sitting here for?
I used to have a shooting range here, but it wasn't making any money. I probably didn't think it through properly. So I'm selling up and moving to my daughter's in Knoelhof, if she'll take me in. Don't you want to buy a bow? I've still got a few here, and I could find some arrows, too.
Sure. Why not? What do you want for it?
Alright, so I can buy as many as I would like, apparently. Although it's a little bit buggy and I'm having trouble selecting a lot. I'll take those, and I'll take that. I have no idea what's happening here. Let's see. Okay, I'm buying arrows and a bow. Accept. I have no idea what just happened. Where'd that guy go? Well, alright. I think I was trying to buy a bow, but I didn't. Anyway, as I was saying... Oh, hello, horse. This is new. So last time I played this, it was Alpha version 1. And that version didn't have a lot of these features, so I'm getting used to it. But as I was saying, I was reading up, and apparently that smoke in the distance is where I need to go to kind of get started on the sword fighting thing. So I did look that up before I started this game up, so I knew where I was trying to go, because I really wanted to get to the sword combat as just kind of a taste of what this game has to offer. And also, so I can just get used to it and see how well it works. This game... obviously, for those who have watched my little preview video that I did with their trailer, they really are trying to focus on keeping things very realistic. So this is an RPG. As you can tell, it has very much a Skyrim feel to it in terms of interface. But they want to have walking all sorts all through things. All right. They wanted to kind of keep it very realistic. And they wanted to really make it as historically accurate as possible, I guess is the best way to say it. It'll be interesting to see how well that actually ends up working out. But the sword combat is supposed to be based on actual historical combat, so a lot of actual sword fighting techniques. How that translates to a game is really relatively unknown. But this will be a very interesting experience on my part. Wow. So I like how currently I have a stamina bar when I'm trying to make the horse ride, but the horse is out of breath with the sound of the man. Oh well. I'm sure these things will get fixed as they work through the process. So as you can see, it's kind of a very basic, sparse interface in the actual game. Just kind of the health and stamina meter at the bottom and a compass at the top. And of course, a nice horse that I'm riding. So this all actually seems to work fairly well. I'm not having too many issues. See if we can stop and talk to someone here. Nope, he doesn't want to talk to me. Very well. But anyway, as I was saying, I was reading up on the forums for the people with alpha access, and they basically, I need to go over here. There's a training camp. So there is where I will find the sword fighting, and we'll give that a try. Guess I'm going to ride through the brush here. I'm sure I'm breaking this game in all sorts of ways. So, how I'm going to end up approaching a lot of these kind of Let's Play type things is I'm not really one to do a lot of speaking. I'm going to let the game speak for itself most of the time. I will make comments. This is not good. I will let the game speak for itself most of the time.
What happened here?
You wouldn't believe. Humans.
What?
Just so. We've been hanging around here for weeks with nothing happening. And all at once, we're fighting tooth and claw with them.
Who's in charge here?
Zbyszek von Karolinenthal.
Where can I find him?
In the camp.
Okay. I'm going to head to the camp, which I believe is up this way. Now, I will say that one thing I'm already kind of immediately disappointed in is the voice acting. And I know that what they have currently in the game is something more of a temporary voiceover. But in one of their really early preview trailers, they had voice acting that... and to be fair, it's not exactly historically accurate, but they were using sentence structure and words that were very Shakespearean. So you had a lot of kind of thys, thous, as well as kind of strange sentence structure. Certainly not more kind of standard modern English. And they actually said they were going to move away from that, which I actually found a little bit disappointing. I mean, ultimately this is taking place in what is the modern day Czech Republic, but even so, I mean, it's not like they were going to actually be speaking ancient languages, and with doing kind of a modern English voiceover, it kind of makes sense that you would just kind of do it with a Shakespearean tone to it. I'm hoping that they'll change their mind on that when they actually go to doing the actual voiceovers, but we will see. Anyway, I got really sidetracked because I wanted to speak a little bit to just kind of how I will be doing Let's Plays. I really plan on my Let's Plays being something that are... here. Not like what you'd normally see on YouTube. I would certainly comment on things that I want to comment on, but I would actually probably very often have times where I'm just not speaking and I'm letting the game speak for itself. I have no idea if that would be boring. I've never done Let's Plays before, so I don't really know what that's gonna turn out to be like.
Hey, stop dancing and start fighting!
But we would see. So,
Yeah!
alright, I want to get in on this. I want
Don't
to do
think I
sword
won't get-
fighting.
I'd like to try that too.
You have to put up at least 10 groschen. If you win, you get it back and something on top.
Okay, hang on.
Maybe another time.
There we go, tutorial.
I'd like some training in handling a sword.
That's commendable. But my services aren't for free. For 5 groschen, I'll teach you the basics. What do you say?
Sounds good. When do we start?
Right away.
This guy looks like
Take
Ian
the
Holm.
sword and
I don't know why. Okay, so
That thing you
the controls
have
have
in your
changed a
hand
bit.
is a sword. I'm a human, and I want to kill you. Try walking around a bit. Movement around the battleground is just as important as being able to swing.
Alright, so it would appear that left analog I'm
Right.
moving,
Now let's try
right
the basics.
analog
Aim for my head and attack.
changes the sword position. I attack.
That's it. Try
Okay.
attacking from various angles. You can stab and chop. Nice. Nice. You're not totally useless. Good. Nice. Nice. Fine. That's enough. Now, I'll attack and you try blocking me. Hold the sword in front of you and learn to fend off various thrusts. I'll go slow for now.
Okay, I think that's block.
Good. That's it. That's enough. Notice how exhausting it is holding the sword above your head. Now, I'll show you how a master blocks. Attack! See, you wait for the strike and only fend it off when you see exactly where it's going. Attack!
Alright, so far the controls make sense. Whenever I block, it automatically goes to wherever his
Now you
sword
try.
is,
Watch
basically.
my
So it kind of
backswing.
locks.
As soon as I start to come down, block.
But the little star icon shows where...
No.
Oh,
Again.
can I? Hard to do this and speak at the same time. Okay.
That's it. Again. Again. Yeah.
So there's a little bit of a timing game with blocking. Just wait till
No.
he's kind of telegraphing his move, and then I hit the block, and it will parry. Ooh.
Yeah. That's it. Again. When
Does
you
that make
manage to
sense?
fend off the sword, you can lunge straight away. Try it.
Get too close, it does that, apparently. Wow, my timing's off all of a sudden.
Now I'll show you a trick or two. You can lead an opponent by the nose. You give a few basic strikes, and when he least expects it, you attack out of rhythm. Defend yourself. I'll show you how it's done. Now you try it. If you link together
Alright.
a series of strikes, then you can attack unexpectedly. A strike like that is almost impossible to fend off.
Okay, so the right analog stick changes the sword position, and at least on the controller, the right trigger is what actually does the attack. So I'm going to try this kind of overhead strike with a middle strike with a low left hand strike here is the way they kind of have it set up. Change the attack zone in the middle of the attack. I'm not really sure what it's trying to get at. Okay, I think that was it. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So they say change it in the middle attack, and the character said to change it up and do it out of rhythm. Really, it is in rhythm. Hit, and try to hit. I didn't do it right, but hit. I'm still messing it up. So I'm not really quite sure. I'm not entirely used to this. But as I was saying, so left analog moves. Stab is just kind of a thrust move. But any of my cuts are based on where I have the sword position, and when I block, the block is a timing thing, but it automatically locks to wherever he's attacking me from. So it doesn't seem like the block mechanic really requires you to know or really predict where he's striking from. But I think this more or less makes some sense.
You can block all you want, but it's best to evade the strongest blows. Remember, the blow that misses you hurts the least. I'll attack, and you evade. You mustn't move too soon. I'll see you. If you move too late, you'll get hit. Try it.
Okay. Wow, not easy. This is also timing based, it looks like. Okay, so I can hold and then change at the last moment. That's cool. That makes sense. So if I want to feign here, I'll start at the top, and then I'm going to cut with an Underhau on the right. So change and attack. I missed. But that makes some sense. Okay. So this makes a lot of sense. It's actually surprisingly intuitive. I'm sure this would be a great combat system when you're used to it. It feels a little bit clunky, and I'm sure timing has a lot to do with it. You can also break away from being locked on. So apparently, once you look over the opponent, it locks on, and that's a fairly decent thing.
I took it easy on you. Now I'm going to let you have it. Try everything I taught you.
Okay. Ooh. So I can tell you right now, I'd love to play this game in an Oculus Rift, but the kind of forced movement when they hit you would be very disorienting. Because I do actually have an Oculus Rift, and I thought about trying it out in this game if it was even possible. I doubt it is right now. But it would be very interesting to... Oh, wow, this is disorienting when they start hitting you. Wow. He's getting a lot of strikes in there. My goodness. I'm going to try blocking a bit better, or evading. Okay, the difficulty on this ramped up quite a great deal. Wow. Timing is very, very hard. Alright, I felt awesome doing that just then. The feigns work pretty well from what I can tell. When you're trying to kind of purposefully telegraph a move to one side and you change it up. Ooh, except for then. Wow. Yeah, very, very interestingly difficult here. Man, this guy doesn't let up at all. I really want to try to get this parrying down a little bit better. I have not figured out how to predict their attacks here. Or at least in terms of timing, it's very difficult. Come on, attack. There we go. Got it. Yeah, the timing is very, very precise. You have to be exact, and that's very, very difficult to do. They don't telegraph a lot, which I actually like, and I think this is kind of part of them just trying to make sure difficulty is high initially, but you do learn how to do it properly. Okay, so that was very unceremonious that it just knocked me out of the training.
Holy shit!
All right. So I'm going to talk to Ian Holm here again. And I can actually sword fight with someone.
I'd like to try that too.
You have to put up at least 10 groschen. If you win, you get it back and something on top.
Here's the 10 groschen.
Are you sure? I wouldn't want to have to scoop you out of the arena with a shovel. Who do you think you can take?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the
Won't be too
beginner
hard,
there.
but I don't want to push over either.
You can borrow armor for the fight for a few groschen. What do you say?
Sure.
Sure. Why not?
Oh, just pop right in. Alright, so this is an actual sword fight, apparently. I'm liking the feigns because they work very well. See if I can block this guy. Oh, that was much easier with this guy. He telegraphed a lot more. Ooh, not so much there. So the stamina is definitely low here. Wow.
Don't think I won't get you.
And the more I get injured, looks like the less everything I have here. So I have to spend a lot of time here now recovering.
You think you're good, do ya? Don't think I won't get you. Don't think I won't. Shit.
So apparently, so he doesn't have a life bar, so I don't really know how well I'm doing compared to him. But I got a lot of blood on my blade apparently, so. So at least I think I'm hurting him. Not entirely sure though. So yeah, it seems like the feint is kind of the feint is very kind of unbalanced right now, it's definitely the best way to attack, just to kind of change up your attack at any moment. And thrust seems to work very well. Apparently, as well, I can push people off of me. What just happened?
How did I do?
You're still on your feet, unlike the other fellow. Here's your money.
Okay, so I apparently won that. Interesting. Well, I'm gonna start walking around a bit more, see what else there is to see. That was certainly very interesting. It was a little bit clunky, and I'm sure they'll make that a lot better. And it was extremely disorienting when you actually took the hit, because the view would change. It was kind of a forced view change. And I don't think that's a bad thing, but I also think at the same time it makes it a little bit hard to recover. Maybe that's part of them trying to keep the realism. I don't know. But like I was saying, the feint really seems to be kind of off balance in terms of I'm pretty much guaranteed a hit when I do that, and I don't really see them defending against it too well. And of course, that was on beginner, so maybe it changes. Blocking or parrying is certainly very, very difficult. I didn't have a lot of success with that. Thrust seemed to work fairly well, and I haven't really figured out the combo portion, but also it seemed like it had a lot of precise timing that was tied to that. And so it was one of those things where I'm sure with time it would be much easier, but for now, just kind of my first trial, it was not completely intuitive, and I'm looking forward actually to playing it a bit more and getting used to that sword combat. All right, so we're back in this little town that we were kind of at the beginning, and I wanted to actually walk around it a bit, because the interaction with the people and all that is something I would like to see.
Can you tell me something about yourself?
Myself? Well, I'm a farmer and happy to live on in such a place as this. The land is good for growing, and my neighbors are kind enough, though some folk are not as quiet as I would like. The blacksmith being a good example.
Interesting. Hello, it's nice here. What is this place?
This is our
Hello,
little village.
it's nice here.
Not too big a part of this wild world, but you can freely move around and watch people doing their stuff.
Anything special around here?
Nothing special, really. Orchard over there, forest with scary lights in the dark, bears and wolves, and, well, nothing special.
I want to tell him that I like his hat. So another thing of note here is that this is a very nice looking game. They are using the CryEngine, and again, for a Kickstarter project, something where lockpick, I don't think I can do that. For something where this is a Kickstarter, they've done a really good job kind of doing this visual world building. A lot of this is very believable.
You look upset. Is anything wrong?
No, nothing's wrong. Naturally. What would be wrong?
Are you sure about that?
You know what? If you're so interested, go and talk to that ass I mistook for a husband.
Well, all right. And there are obviously some weird bugs or issues, such as during the speaking sessions, the camera can't seem to make up its mind who it's going to focus on and how it's going to focus on them. I hear a blacksmith. Where is that? I would like to see the blacksmith.
What are you about, boy?
What are you doing here?
Me? I thought I might prattle about.
Yeah.
Perhaps bake me a cake. Yes, a real big one right here in the forge. Certainly I couldn't be, smithing.
All right, Mr. Sarcastic.
Do you make the locks and keys here?
I used to, but people need tools, horseshoes, and nails more. Why do you ask?
I need to open a certain lock, and I don't have the key.
Yes, that's the trouble with locks. You need a key to open them. So tough luck. Hop it quick before I tell the bailiff there's some tramp hanging around here who wants to rob decent people.
No, that's not how it is at all. I'm not a thief.
Then how is it?
All right, then, I'll tell you. My wife took my house keys and locked up for the night. If I want to go to the tavern, I'll have to sleep in the hay. And I've had enough of that.
A woman telling a man what to do. That's a sad state of affairs. Isn't there any blacksmith where you come from?
There is, but as luck would have it, he's my father-in-law.
You know what? Take an axe and smash the door in. Show what a man you are.
All right.
I don't remember now.
So yeah, there's obviously a little bit of failings in terms of how they do the cutscenes or with people talking. Oh, that's actually really kind of neat. So trying to jump over this normally is actually kind of difficult, but you actually walk up to it, and you actually kind of vaults over. I like that. I figure I'd just go take a look around a bit, and then we would end the video again, because mostly with this being an alpha, I don't really want to criticize it too much, and I really feel like there's plenty. I also don't want to spoil or ruin for people. I just want to take a real quick look at it and see how good it looked and how well it played. I will say this looks very nice. This is on the same level as really what you would see in good AAA quality games. I haven't come across a lot of, or really any bugs so far that are... I like how I get halfway through a thought and then I see something like this. So, apparently I can't go any further than this, and they put up very modern looking barricades here. Very interesting. So, I guess I'll go a different direction. But yeah, not a lot in the way of true game-breaking bugs. It hasn't crashed or anything. Again, I had a lot of problems setting up the recording for this, but those seem to be resolved now. And yeah, this game looks like it has a lot of promise for this being Alpha 4, and for it being, and even as Alpha 4, they've actually restricted it down to just kind of the core mechanics they're wanting to show people. They have archery. I think they said they have alchemy in this, and some basic questing. Obviously, I'm not going to focus too much on doing any of the questing or anything. I might leave that for a Let's Play in the future when this game comes out. It is slated for, I think they said, summer of 2016, and so I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the little bit of a preview. If you have any questions or comments, post it in the video section, and I'll do my best to respond. And I hope you enjoyed this little bit of a preview, and I will certainly be trying to do some Let's Plays in the future. But in the meantime, have a wonderful day, and see you next time.